Good evening. I'm Marley Tuscas. Topping the news at 5:30. We are joined by Cheektowaga Town Supervisor Brian Nowak. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I want to go right into this. You have a board meeting next week, Tuesday, correct? And there's something that is going to be voted upon. It's a resolution. So just for people who might not know, Cheektowaga residents, what is that resolution about?
So long story short is the town supervisor under New York town law is given the authority to appoint people to committees from time to time. So in the beginning of the year, I appointed my deputy supervisor, Jerry Kaminsky, along with myself, as council members on the Labor Negotiations Committee. Jerry runs his own business. He's been on the board for 12 years. He served under 3 supervisors, and he's been on labor negotiations a couple times in the past. He knows what he's doing. He knows the players. He knows how the stuff works. That's my resident expert. So I put him on that committee along with right? And we've been working on these issues in terms of negotiating union contracts and dealing with mediation for a little over 7 months now. All of a sudden, folks that know what the town law is and have already been advised that the resolution is going to be ruled out of order have a resolution up to appoint somebody to a labor negotiations committee, even though that comes under the powers of the town supervisor.
The Labor Negotiations Committee, I can imagine, is a big role, being the leader for that. What exactly does that committee do for the town? So,
among other things, if you're working on negotiating a contract, that person's there. If you're dealing with sensitive issues with, let's say, PERB or contract mediation, that person's involved in that. If you're dealing with certain other labor-related rules and those type of things within the town, that person gets involved there too.
You were posting today on X, of course, formerly known as Twitter, about this resolution that is coming up, calling it, if it were to pass, unprecedented. Why would it be unprecedented?
I mean, it's bad precedent is what I said, is because the way we have things set up here is that you have a town supervisor, and not just in Cheektowaga, but in all the towns under New York town law, that makes these committee assignments. And these resolutions have come up over and over again, whether they're trying to do a runaround on me on labor negotiations or saying, well, you have to cut the budget this %, and these other type of things that come up just to weaken my power, my ability to make decisions and get things done in this town. We've seen with the issues with infrastructure this year that were drawn out over weeks, and other issues that I send out an email, can't get answers to very simple questions like, should we replace some chairs? That this board is struggling to make decisions. So, there's in the case of these labor negotiations, this is stuff that we can't wait or drag out forever. It's important to have somebody that can be decisive and say, we're doing this, we're going to solve this problem.
I can imagine for Cheektowaga residents, this might be frustrating for them. They just want things done, and they want them done correctly, and they want betterment for themselves and other town residents. How can the board come together when they are arguing over things like appointing for the Labor Negotiations Committee, and instead of focusing on that, focusing on the residents?
Well, I mean, part of it is everybody being more pragmatic. One of the folks I get along with on our board on a personal level is one of the Republicans, Barbara Pekowski. She's part of the solution to this issue. She wants to be. But there's ideas that I bring to the table that don't have support. I don't force them on people. There's other ideas that they bring to the table, like using a little bit more of our cash to do road paving and stuff, that when I do vote with them, Mr. Jasinski votes against his own resolution. He came on this station and said, we need to use cash to pave the most important roads. When it came time to vote for that, he voted against it, How can you work with that, And in terms of the other board members, him aside, there's potential to work together to solve problems. It's just they have to want to come to the table. We had an election last November. I got 53 more votes than the other guy. He's trying to make it everybody's problem. We're all here together. We all have 80,000 bosses. I have every single person in Cheektowaga that's a registered voter, a property owner. They're all my bosses. And that's the same thing for them. They want us to work together, and it's hard to find the middle ground sometimes, but things like when you're told this resolution is going to be ruled out of order, voting on that kind of stuff repeatedly, and then introducing another one that's going to be ruled out of order when they know it's going to be ruled out of order. Like, at some point, it's like, let's worry about the business at hand. We've got people we have to hire. Our trucks are falling apart in the highway department. We have all sorts of practical issues we need to solve. Let's get to the table and really deal with that stuff and stop worrying about the political garbage,
Really quick, before I let you go, will there be public comment on Tuesday?
At all of our regular meetings, there's public comment on the resolutions beforehand and on whatever the folks in Cheektowaga want to talk about afterwards. It's great that it's that way, and it's got to stay that way.
Awesome. Okay, Brian, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.